Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all new Halloween Dollar Tree DIYs. I am so excited for today's video. You guys know this is my favorite time of year, and Halloween DIYs are definitely my favorite to create. And this is going to be my biggest year ever. I am planning so many new Dollar Tree DIYs for Halloween, so we are just getting started. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a new video. All right, let's jump right into the first DIY. I picked up these two skull candle holders in the Dollar Plus area at Dollar Tree. They are $3 each, but they are beautiful quality. So I want to get started by just spray painting them white. This is going to be our base color for what we are going to do next. So you can just use any matte white spray paint for this. I just took them outside. I did do 2 coats and then let them dry completely. I wasn't perfect, you can see here, but try to cover it as much as you can because when we add this on top, it's great to have a solid base color. So this is going to be the star of the show. This is the textured spray paint from Rustoleum. So it's going to make these look like stone. I use this spray paint in light layers and just gradually build it up. And I will be linking everything that I'm using in the video description box down below. And this is how they turned out. They really do look like stone and I love the finish. Now all you have to do is just add some flameless candles. I do want to share a really easy hack with you. So pick up some of the faux florals from Dollar Tree. These are the silver dollar plants and some of Dollar Tree zip ties. You can find these in the tool area. I'm going to create some floral rings using these Dollar Tree picks, and I'm just going to be using 1 pick for each candle. So to secure them in place after you measure how wide you need it to be for your candle, just use a couple of zip ties and then trim them off. I'm going to be placing this in the back so you don't see them. Now that I have my ring secured, I'm just going to take those florals and start to just wrap them around it so it starts to cover that stem. And this is how they turned out. It's really easy and it's a simple hack just to add a little bit of color to your candles. I absolutely love this DIY. You guys will have to let me know down below if you're going to give it a try. Alright, for our next DIY, we're going to be using some of these spiders from Dollar Tree. I'm sure you have seen these a million times. Dollar Tree has had these for years. They have a couple of different varieties. I went with the glitter because that's what my Dollar Tree had, but I'm going to show you a hack just to keep that glitter from getting everywhere. We're also going to need 2 of these little glass cups. So these are found in the candle area at Dollar Tree. They're meant to hold the little tea light candles, but we're going to be painting 2 of them today, and I just want to spray paint them black. This was just the spray paint that I had on hand. It is the chalked Rustoleum spray paint in the charcoal color, and I'm also going to be using this crystal clear enamel for my spiders to keep them from getting glitter everywhere. So if you have an item that is already decorated in glitter and you want to keep it from being too messy, you can spray it with clear spray paint. It's going to change the finish a little bit, but it will save you a lot of mess. So now that everything is dry, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my little glass cups to the back of my spider. You can also use a stronger glue like E6000 for a more permanent hold. I found that the hot glue worked really well, though I am using my Gorilla Hot Glue sticks, and those seem to hold on really well. So I'm just going to hold it in place on the back of the spider just to make sure that it is secure for a few seconds before I let go. And you do want to kind of just look at it from the side to make sure that it is nice and even. Next, I found these candles at Dollar Tree, and it is more glitter, but I did think that they looked beautiful for the holiday. So I'm going to be adding those in the back here, and this is how they turned out. This is such an easy DIY, and you could make a bunch of these really easily, and I think they would be beautiful across a table for a party. This next DIY might be my favorite from this video because it is just so simple and easy, but is going to look gorgeous. So all you need to get started is the skeleton bowl from Dollar Tree, and this is found in the Dollar Plus area. It's $3, but I do think it's a great value. It's nice and large, and it's perfect for DIYs. So I want to get started by just spray painting it. You can choose any color you like. I thought that this smoky beige satin color would look really pretty, and I love the finish on it. It is satin, so it is kind of matte, but the skeleton itself had a bit of a texture to it, so when it dried, it gave it this appearance and it almost looks like stone. So now we have to fill up our skeleton. So we're going to be turning this into a planter with some faux plants. So I picked up these eucalyptus stems at Dollar Dollar Tree. They did have them in a bunch of colors. I just wanted to keep this DIY looking pretty neutral. I'm going to be adding a floral block into my skeleton and then just adding my 3 picks, and this is how it turned out. And add as many picks as you like to really fill it out. I would say that 3 is probably the minimum. That's what I have here. But I really do love how this DIY turned out. It is so simple and easy. It's going to blend in seamlessly with my other decor, and I love how it's styled here. I just put it next to a little pumpkin and my candle pumpkin, which was a DIY in my last Dollar Tree video. For this next DIY, we're going to need some white yarn, wood beads, and twine. So this white yarn is from Dollar Tree. This twine actually came with this set of wood beads from Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below, but you can definitely find twine in the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree does also have a lot of wood beads now, but I like to order mine like this from Amazon usually, just because I know sometimes it can be hard to find them at Dollar Tree, and it can be a better value if you're using them for a lot of different crafts. So I like to keep a pretty big bag on hand, so I'll be sure to link some options down below. To get started, we need to make some tassels with our yarn. And the way I like to do this is just to start wrapping the yarn around my 4 fingers. Now, when you have about this much, you can go ahead and just trim off the yarn. So you're going to cut another piece of yarn and just slide that in between the yarn and your fingers. Now you can slowly pull it off. So you have all of your loops secured. You're going to take that piece of yarn and just start to tie it into a couple knots up top. I usually like to do 2 or 3 just to make sure it is secure. Now you're going to pull your loops nice and tight, and you're going to cut directly across from that knot. So it should look like this now. Now all we have to do is kind of just rotate it, and we're going to hide that knot in the center of our tassel. This is going to give the top of it a really nice rounded look. So once you have everything pulled nice and tight, you can start to create the head of your tassel by just pinching off a small section at the top and then using your twine to start wrapping around. Once you have it wrapped around enough times, you can go ahead, trim it off, and just tie that into a few knots. This is going to secure the head of your tassel in place. Just trim off those extra pieces, and I like to pull down that area a little bit just to form the head of the tassel. Make sure it's nice and round. Then you can pull the bottom part nice and tight and just trim off everything so it is even. And this is our first little ghost. It is so cute, but we do have to make more of them. So for my banner, I ended up needing 10 ghosts in total as my first set of 5. So I'm going to get started creating the banner. So I'm going to go ahead, take my twine, and for my twine, before I cut it, I like to measure how long I need my banner to be, and then I add about 8 to 10 inches. I like to have a little bit of wiggle room. That way, if it's too long, I can just trim it off at the end. It's better than the banner being too short. So now I'm going to take some blue painter's tape, and I like to add it to the end of my twine. This is going to make the process so much easier, and I know it does look like a lot, but we're basically creating a temporary needle for our banner. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the other end of my twine and just create a loop. So I basically just fold it over and pull it through and then trim off any extra. I like to make these loops on my banner because it does make hanging them up so much easier. Now that our twine is prepped, we can start to assemble. So for my pattern, I decided to do 5 beads and then a ghost. You can add more beads. You can do 10 and then add a ghost if you want to just stretch it out a little bit more. But I thought that this would be a cute placement for them. So I'm adding my first 5 wood beads, then I'm going to go ahead, take my tassel, and you can pretty easily separate it in the middle. If it's too tight, just take something like a pencil and wiggle it through just to help you kind of create an opening for you to add your twine through. So this is my first ghost with my first set of beads. I'm going to go ahead, add my second ghost, and then just continue that pattern. So this is how it was looking when it was halfway done. I have my first 5 ghosts here. This is my next 5, so I'm going to go ahead and just repeat that same pattern until I finish up with all of them. So in total, I had 55 beads and 10 ghosts. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take my twine and create a loop on the other end and trim off any extra twine. For the last step, we have to give our ghost some eyes, and I'm going to be using this black chalk paint from Dollar Tree, but you can also use black acrylic paint for this. And I just want it to be really simple, so I'm taking the end of my paintbrush dipping it in some paint and adding on some eyes. And this is how it turned out. I really think that this DIY is so sweet. It is really simple. If you love a minimalist Halloween look, this one is definitely for you. And you can just use this as the base and then get really creative. You can give these ghosts a little pumpkin to hold on to. You can even add some mini witch hats to them. There are so many possibilities. If you saw my Halloween Dollar Tree haul, then this blue planter might be familiar to you. So I picked this up at Dollar Tree because I had some Halloween ideas in mind and I wanted to make sure I grabbed them before they left the shelves. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and take my sanding block and just start to rough up the surface a little bit. That way it's easier for the spray paint to hold on to. I'm going to be using the cinnamon color from Rustoleum because this color kind of reflects the same color as terracotta. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to transform this plastic planter into a terracotta look for less. Leave this spray paint linked down below in the video description box. There are a few different ones you can use to get that terracotta look, but this one was definitely the most cost effective and it was really user friendly. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the same black chalk paint from Dollar Tree that I used before, and I'm going to start to just paint a jack-o'-lantern face. Freehanding it, I don't really mind if it looks a little bit rustic because I feel like that definitely adds to the look of it. So I'm going to go ahead, let this dry, and you can put a matte clear coat over it. Mine is just going to be under a covered patio, so I'm not too worried about it getting wet. So I just left it as is. I added some Faux Mums to the top of it, and I love how it turned out. And that is everything for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these DIYs. I had so much fun creating them, and I'm just so happy to be able to share them with you guys finally. And I do have a lot more on the way, and I'm so excited for the next video. It is going to be a completely different theme. I really hope you guys are going to like it. So definitely subscribe if you are not yet subscribed so you do not miss out on that video. It's definitely going to be a good one. Thank you so much for watching. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here.